So what I've got here is called Evapo-Rust, and basically this is a chemical solution that you're supposed to be able to dunk your parts in, and you can leave it in between an hour and overnight, depending how bad the rust is. And not harmful to your skin. You can put it back down through the drain through city water. But so we're gonna try it. So right now what I've got is I got this air cleaner I've been working on, which I've done some wire wheeling right here, and there's some rust all around, some stuff I can't really get to. And I really want to send this to sandblast because the inside is pretty nice for the air filter. And then what I've also got here are two pedals that are really rusty. And these are just going to be some test parts to see if the stuff works or not. I have no idea. We'll see what she does. Alrighty, air cleaner, just before we start off. Pretty rusty there, kind of smooth there. Pedals, pretty rusty. So we'll just take that, I'll stick them in there. So here we go. So I guess I'm just gonna fill this up quite a bit. The nice thing about this is that it's reusable, so you can dump it in, and then after you're done, pull the parts out, pour it back in, and you can use it until the stuff turns black. So considering I got 5 gallons, I'd say that's a long ways away. Alrighty, here we go. So we can see it's a clear color right now. Alright, so the first thing I'm noticing is that the chemical solution is already starting to bubble. So that means it must be working. Now, like the instructions say on the box, you can pull parts out after, a few minutes, an hour, overnight. Since my stuff's pretty bad, I'm going to leave it in overnight. So hopefully I'll have parts for this bad boy without doing any manual labor or paying someone else to sandblast it. If you want to do something that's huge, like let's just say the frame, you can soak a towel in the chemical and then lay it over the frame, and then just that alone will help to bring the rust off. Now I pretty much got all that covered here, but heck, I mean, put a towel around the radiator and clean it off. I mean, that'd be pretty nice. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm gonna let it sit here for about 24 hours, and then we'll pick up where we left off. Alrighty, it's been about 42, 43 hours. Got busy and didn't end up messing with this stuff last night. So I've let it soak in here for quite a while, and now I guess we're going to pull it out and see what it looks like. Check that out. So it did exactly what it said it would do. I mean, it said to get all the rust off back down to bare metal, which is exactly what it did. Now this paint right here is pretty nice, so I can understand why it wouldn't have taken that off. It's on there pretty good, but I mean the rest of it looks, absolutely wonderful. Complete back to bare metal. So now what the instruction said is to take it and then rinse it out in the sink, and then after that you dip it back into there quick, and then you let it air dry on the floor, and that's supposed to get your best results, and they should be good for about a week. Bare metal is what the thing said. Go ahead and wash that off there. Alright, so we'll dip it back in quick. Got her all good. Knock it out there. And now we'll let it air dry. See what the next one looks like. Check that out. Wow. Now for the big one, the air cleaner, which I was working on this, so some of it was bare metal when I started. Now one thing I did not do, which I was supposed to do, is clean off all the really thick grease on here, which I can feel I left a little bit, but there's not a spot of rust left on it at all. The only thing that's left is the black paint. Think of how long it would take to wire wheel these. Pedals would be pretty quick, but this, all the little nooks and crannies that you know, between this area, hard to get to, and, you know, on the bottom, I mean, all that's very time consuming. And, you know, sometimes sandblasting is just really hard on your surfaces. Like if you look at the fender here from sandblasting, I mean, it's hard on stuff, especially vintage metal. So we can kind of see here, I wire wheeled this frame myself. Now it's sat for a few months since I did that, but look at that, the pedal looks the same as, you know, wire wheeling something. Now, you're never gonna get that complete look of sandblast, but you don't truly need that. I mean, bare metal is bare metal. So there you have it. The Evaporust does absolutely everything that it said it would do, and it took zero effort to do it. I mean, you dunk in some parts, you wait overnight, you pull them out, you rinse it, you're done. So, if you think about it, at 80 bucks for the 5-gallon bucket of this, I mean, you can do, I think it's, what, 3, 6, 9, 12, 1,500 pounds of metal. I mean, this makes you money. Because, I mean, to pay for sandblasting all these parts, I mean, it's not cheap. But if you just take the Evaporust, you dunk all your little parts in there, or you soak it in the towel and you put the towel over, you know, your frame or your fenders, your hood, I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, sometimes if you need parts immediately, and like right now it's a holiday week, sandblast shops are closed, and if you needed, you know, this to be sandblast to paint ready in 2 days, it just wouldn't happen. So, I mean, doing all the wire wheeling nooks and crannies, it takes forever. Wire wheeling pads are expensive, but, you know, you get some Evapo-Rust, it's a done deal. I'm definitely going to start dunking some more parts in it, and get the show on the road over here with the Jeep. So definitely check it out, and if you guys end up buying some, throw in a comment, let me know how you liked it or what parts you used it on. I'd love to hear how it was useful, and you might even find other uses for it too.